Keep watching Transit TV.
Thank you, sir.
Hi, it's bad to say, Samuel, and keep watching Transit TV.
Eguavoen continuing. I think Eguavoen has earned a right to be in the conversation. I don't think he will be the ideal choice for me, but I'm willing to give him a chance. I think he has earned the right to be in the conversation because I've seen the right kind of body language. I've seen confidence on his part. I've seen clear planning. Like I said, I've seen the morale of the team being.
Move to Eguavoen. And the reason why I'm bringing Eguavoen in is, of course, like we said, Nigeria has qualified for the Nations Cup, but the World Cup is hanging in the balance. They're supposed to play 10 games in the qualifier. They played 4. And you have 6 teams in that group. Nigeria is 5th on the table in their group for the World Cup. After 4 games, we have just 3 points, meaning we just won 1 game, lost 2. And Rwanda is first on the table. They have 7 points. We have South Africa following them. We have Benin Republic. And these are teams that Nigeria beat in the qualifier for Nations Cup. Then we have Lesotho ahead of Nigeria, 5 points. Then Zimbabwe, of course, occupying the last position. So do you guys think Eguavoen has what it takes to qualify Nigeria for the World Cup? And what have you seen so far? What have you made so far from his reign as a Super Eagles interim coach?
For me,
Okay. Go ahead.
Okay, yeah. For me, Eguavoen has shown me some good signs, but has also shown me some bad signs. For good signs, I've seen a more coordinated and cohesive bunch of players. The players feel like they're having fun again, playing together for the national team. It seems like there's more unity, there's more cohesion on the field of play. You can see a pattern, you can see square pegs in square holes. But then, this last couple of games, playing Iheanacho as a winger come forward, setting the team up with just 2 midfielders and having the other team dominate the midfield, didn't say good things about Eguavoen. And not to forget, Eguavoen has been in this position in the past. Wasn't successful, So I think that we can't keep recycling the same people, especially when they haven't been successful, in previous attempts. Nigeria needs a clean break. I need someone that will come into that squad as a neutral player, as a neutral coach. It's just kind of what's happening at Manchester United. Sorry to use United as an example. Someone that will come in and it's a clean slate for everyone. The person knows how to set up a team, knows how to play tournament football, and have everybody fight for their shirts and play the best players available for what the coach wants to do. I need that freshness again in our national team. Eguavoen doesn't bring that. I do not have anything against him. I actually think he's done well in this iteration of his stay with the Super Eagles. He has done well. Maybe they can keep him there in advisory capacity to help, whoever they hire, be it a foreign coach or a local coach. I would advocate for a foreign coach only because of neutrality, only because of freshness. Someone that's not going to be affected by local politics. That's my only fear with a local coach is local politics and the person being at the beck and call of extremely corrupt of football officials in Nigeria. So there's someone that's strong enough to make his own decisions and stand by those decisions and do his own thing and not be influenced to call this player or call that player because of some NFF official working behind the scenes.
Yeah, before I react to you, okay, what have you made of Eguavoen? And do you think he should continue with the Super Eagles at least all through the World Cup qualifier, considering the fact that Nigeria, like I said, is languishing on the 5th position? I think only the first in the group qualifies. The second plays another round of qualifier or knockout two-legged game before they can qualify. And right now we are 5th out of 6th.
I'll first of all start by vindicating Eguavoen if we're having this World Cup conversation, because Eguavoen hasn't managed Nigeria.
Of course, I know.
He hasn't managed Nigeria in any World Cup qualifiers. The first 2 games were managed by Jose Pesero, and then the last 2 were managed by Finidi George. We drew the first 2, and then that was against Rwanda and Lesotho. And then we drew against South Africa and lost to Benin Republic. And none of these games had Eguavoen in it. So, if we're looking at the table and we're seeing Nigeria in 5th position, the conversation shouldn't necessarily be about where Eguavoen has kept Nigeria and where is he taking Nigeria. I think, Eguavoen has come into this role as, someone who has to step in the absence of a permanent coach, because Eguavoen being the NFF technical director, it is his role to step in until the NFF picks up a permanent coach. So the conversation has come up several times. Should Eguavoen get the job on a permanent basis? Eguavoen is my friend. I will tell you he should keep the job. But then if we're actually looking at what Nigerians want, what exactly does Nigerians want? I will tell you that most times Nigerians do not really know what they want.
So the question is, do you trust? You mean you trust Eguavoen that in this situation that we are in right now, that he can get Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup?
Yes, I do. I trust Eguavoen. I trust Eguavoen to get Nigeria to qualify for the World Cup, because I think we are being too reactionary, because we just lost to Rwanda and we drew to Benin Republic, forgetting that even before the ball was kicked against Benin Republic, the players were already aware that they had qualified to the AFCON, and against Rwanda they were already in celebratory mode. So most of the players weren't giving their 100%. We have to put all these things into consideration. And we saw how the players played. It wasn't the way they had played under Eguavoen. And Eguavoen kicked off the AFCON qualifiers with the Super Eagles, and he hadn't lost the game until that last one against Rwanda. And everyone could understand why the players were so much in laxity. You could look at the players and you see that they weren't so much interested in playing. They weren't putting in their best. And that was all because it was a dead rubber game. There was nothing to play for. So that game cannot be used in judging Eguavoen's time, especially his current time. If you go back to bring his old times, his old stints with the Super Eagles, you look at all of that together, he still has a great number. Eguavoen has managed Nigeria in over 27 games, and he's won about 16 of them, drawn 5 and lost just 4. I think lost 5 actually. Won 16, drawn 5 and lost 5. You see that's actually a fair result for someone who's managed 27 games for a nation. But Nigerians always want more, and I understand. But I am appealing to Nigerians right now. Yes, as much as we want a foreign coach, let's actually be truthful to ourselves. Who is that foreign coach we are going to get that would be better than what we already have? I was saying the same thing when Jose Pesero was still our coach, and I kept on saying it, because we're never going to go for Pep Guardiola or Jose Mourinho. So if we're going for a foreign coach, we're still going to go there and get someone who is literally known to no one. And then the person comes back and we're still in the same situation. You get an inexperienced coach, you get someone who doesn't even understand African football. And next thing, we're already calling for the person's head. We're calling for him to be fired. Because that was exactly the same situation we saw with Jose Pesero. Even when he came with his pragmatic football that helped us to the AFCON final, we lost and everyone said it was his fault. So when do we stop this whole recycling and just fix someone in there and trust that person? So I think Eguavoen would get the job done if we trust him. Yes, I am saying keep Eguavoen.
Yes, Uguma, just quick reaction to your position in terms of why you say we should bring in a new coach. And this is clearly in support of what Kay is saying about the foreign coach. Getting a foreign coach doesn't mean it's going to be transparent. It doesn't mean they're going to be clean slate for everybody. Like Kay mentioned, most of the time you find these officials going to get a coach that they can influence, the coach they can have a say in the way he runs things. And most of the time, that's how you even get worse situation than when people like Eguavoen are there. And sometimes when these coaches do not accept this overture from the managers in NFF, we start to have the problems. Most of the time they bring them in here, they don't pay them their salary, they owe them salary, they put them in hotel, they don't give them accommodation, and problems start to come up. And sometimes when these coaches, in the bid to redeem their record, want to begin to play the player they don't want to play, and there's disagreement between them and these officials, and the team and the country suffers for it. So you don't even know what you're going to get, what is good for the Eagles right now. And it probably will end up, we're better off having Eguavoen until NFF is ready to do what they need to do, which is putting the country first. Like, what do we do to get this football for this nation going forward and get the results? Which means, like Kay mentioned, hiring the best coaches or whoever you bring, give them the free hand to do their job and get results for the team. It's really a very dirty situation right there for us fans, because you don't really know what you're going to get from the people who are managing football in Nigeria. And it's really a very chaotic situation that we don't know where we're going to get. So, Kay, Ugumi heard what Kay said there, that he trusts Eguavoen to get Nigeria out of this mess and qualify for the World Cup. Because I am personally really, really, really disturbed about this. The next World Cup we know is going to be hosted in America and Canada and Mexico, which is a huge, for me, is a big one. I want to go to the stadium and watch Nigeria live play. So I don't know, how do we get Nigeria to the World Cup in the next one?
I think K is being, fair. You see, I'm not opposed to Eguavoen continuing. I think Eguavoen has earned the right to be in the conversation. I don't think he will be the ideal choice for me, but I'm willing to give him a chance. I think he has earned the right to be in the conversation because I've seen the right kind of body language. I've seen confidence on his part. I've seen clear planning. Like I said, I've seen the morale of the team being lifted. I've seen the players look like they are enjoying the national team again. So these are very clear signs that he's doing some things right. What has made me skeptical partly has been some of the decisions he's made in the last two games with the people he played. And what made me skeptical is that it felt like he was trying to pander to some people in the team because of either seniority or because of familiarity or something, rather than putting the interest of the team winning by all means at all costs ahead of any other thing. That's my little concern. But it's a little concern, it's not a major one. So, if he continues, I will not shed a tear. I'll be okay with him continuing. I think he's shown some good signs. I think he's capable of doing it, mainly because he's been there, he's played for the national team, and I think that the players we have are good enough. It's just for them to know that when you're playing for that national team, it's a privileged position. Sometimes it gets lost in translation. They don't quite realize that, the hope of hundreds of millions of people are resting on them. And so I think he reminds them that, hey, playing for Nigeria is a big deal. You have to do what you need to do to qualify. So I'm good with that. No worries.
In closing, the question now will be, I'm not trying to be ahead of time. If Eguavoen manages to qualify Nigeria to the World Cup, does he have what it takes to go and compete with the best coaches and best teams in the world in US? Let's just looking ahead.
I don't think it does. I'll say it outright. For me, I don't think it does. But again, he can prove me wrong. I'll leave it at that.
Okay, with all your support, if Eguavoen somehow stays and takes Nigeria to the World Cup, do you think he has? Because I hear you sometimes mention Mourinho, mention these coaches. Do you think he has what it takes to go out there in US and you expect him to maybe win the World Cup? Okay, I'm asking you.
Win the World Cup is actually a far cry. I don't think Nigeria would. Yeah. Can you hear me?
Yes.
So I said winning the World Cup would actually be a far cry because I don't think any any Nigerian would be going into the World Cup with the belief that we would win. So going there and expecting him to compete with other coaches, yeah, I think he can. He can't compete with some other coaches, but can he win the World Cup? And no, nobody would expect him to go to
Can
the
he
World Cup
make
to
it to the
win.
quarterfinals?
And even if we say he's not the man that would win the World Cup for us, please, who is that man that would win World Cup for us? We can't tell. We don't know.
But can he make
Yes,
it?
he can. He can. Why not? Why not? Under Stephen Keshi, I think we qualified to the round of quarterfinals of the World Cup.
Yeah, to be honest with you,
with the crop of players we have and in the right spirit and in the right mood, why not?
To a large extent, I agree with you guys, but I don't think Eguavoen has shown me enough in terms of having a system or a way of playing. Like Ugu mentioned, one thing I know he has always done each time he has been on that seat is to get these players to play with their heart, to get these players to unify the players. He has that ability to bring that harmony and unity in the squad. You will see it in their faces. But in terms of working out how Super Eagles is going to hurt teams or play, show me that he can handle that, to a large extent. But like you guys said, and we pray that the Super Eagles will do well in the qualifiers and qualify for the World Cup. That one is very, very important to me. I don't know if the guys have any other thing to add before we leave for now.
No, nothing else. Just good luck to the Super Eagles.
Last word from you. Anything for Eguavoen, Kelechi or Boniface?
Oh yeah, I think we've said it all. We wish them the best. Hopefully, we do well in the Nations Cup and we'll qualify for the World Cup.
Okay, guys, thank you for stopping by again. Our viewers out there, I've seen some of these topics I will discuss today are trending out there in the Nigerian football space. A lot of people have different opinions from Eguavoen to Boniface, Iheanacho, Seaman, the other players that were invited, and the way the team played against Rwanda as well. So let us know what you think in the comment section. What's your opinion on all this? And we'll see you guys next time. The EPL returns again this weekend. These players have gone back to their clubs, and we will bring you, as usual, our take on the games as they come thick and fast this weekend. Next weekend as well. Next week, midweek as well as Champions League. Simultaneously, the NPFL also going on. Last weekend, we could not give you a show because of the Super Eagles game. Don't forget that Finidi George and Finidi George vs United played at his 0-0 draw with Remo Stars in the Kenneth. So Remo Stars is still top of the league, and Rivers United is second on the table. So all those shows will come back again to you Sunday and Monday. Monday, of course, the referees controversial show with K will be up again for you guys to enjoy. So let us know. And like we always say, if you watch any of the games and have any controversial referee decision, please don't forget to go into any of our social media handles, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, Tranzeet TV. Those handles. On the Twitter, we have a Tranzeet Footy as our handle. Let us know what the decision is so that come Monday, K will be here. And Ubum as well, he is also a referee. If he has time, will join us to dissect some of these decisions. We know that every weekend these referees somehow find a way to be in the talking point of these games. I will see you guys next time. Ciao.